Hello everyone. Today we'll explore one of the most fascinating and controversial industries in India, mining in the state of Goa.
Goa, our smallest state on the western coast covering just 3,702 square kilometers, has a mining legacy that spans over a century. Mining has been the second largest industry in Goa, right after tourism, and at its peak, it contributed up to 30% of the state's GDP. The mining operations are concentrated primarily in four talukas: Bicolim in North Goa, and Salcete, Sangam, and Quepem in South Goa. Approximately 8% of Goa's total geographical area, that's around 93 square kilometers, has been diverted for mining activities. What makes Goa's mining unique is that it's entirely in the private sector and predominantly export-oriented. The state's proximity to the Mormugao port and its location along the Western Ghats has made it a strategic hub for mineral extraction. Let's dive deeper into this industry's fascinating journey. The story of mining in Goa dates back centuries. Historical records suggest that as early as the 1700s, the Portuguese knew about Goa's iron ore deposits but kept them secret, fearing invasions. Indigenous groups, particularly the Dovalos tribe, conducted small-scale mining throughout the Portuguese era. Goa's mineral wealth is diverse, but iron ore dominates the landscape. Let me break down what lies beneath Goa's soil. The primary mineral is iron ore, specifically hematite deposits. However, Goa's iron ore is considered low-grade compared to other parts of India, with iron content below 56%. The ore consists of 80% fines and 20% lumps, with an average iron content of 63%. Estimated reserves stand at around 1,000 million tons. Interestingly, because of its low grade, most of this ore is unsuitable for domestic steel production and is primarily exported for blending purposes. The second major mineral is manganese ore, of the lateridoid type. It's found more in southern parts of Goa, occurring in lensoid bodies within pink shales and located at edges of plateaus and on slopes. Third is bauxite, covering about 1,264 hectares in South Goa, with estimated reserves of 70 million tons. This is metallurgical-grade bauxite used for aluminum production, cement, and alumina chemicals. Its proximity to Mormugao port makes it commercially attractive. Besides these major minerals, Goa also has minor minerals used in construction: basalt for concrete and road metal, laterite stones and boulders, river sand, pebbles, muram for roads, limeshell, and limited deposits of limestone and clay. Now, let's understand how mining actually works in Goa. The process involves several critical stages. First comes exploration and planning. This involves satellite imaging, geological mapping, drilling, trenching, and feasibility assessments. Once a site is approved, infrastructure is developed, including roads, processing facilities, and obtaining environmental clearances. Goa exclusively uses the open-cast mining method. Why? Because it's more economical than underground mining, safer for workers, and suitable for Goa's large ore bodies. But it comes with significant environmental consequences. The extraction process has three main steps. Step 1. Overburden removal. The topsoil and waste rock covering the ore are removed, creating benches on hilltops and slopes. The pit extends laterally in all directions, going deeper and deeper. Step 2. Ore extraction. This involves drilling and blasting operations using heavy earth-moving machinery, hydraulic excavators, and loaders. The process creates terraced benches for stability. Step 3. Waste management. Here's a shocking statistic. For every 1 ton of ore extracted, 3 tons of waste is generated. When production was at 15 million tons, mining operations generated 45 million tons of waste annually. This waste is dumped as rejects, forming massive hillocks around the mining area. The result? Hills are transformed into crater-like pits surrounded by dump material. The economic significance of mining in Goa cannot be overstated. Let me present some eye-opening numbers. At its peak, before the 2012 ban, mining contributed a massive 20 to 30% of Goa's entire GDP. Some estimates even suggest it exceeded 30% during peak years. Mining was literally the backbone of Goa's economy alongside tourism.
The revenue generation was substantial. In 2016-17 alone, the state collected RIMES 244.9 crore in royalty just from iron ore. The state government collects over 35% of the average sale price through various means: royalties, district mineral funds, National Mineral Exploration Trust contributions, the Goa Iron Ore Permanent Fund, and permit fees.
Now let's talk about employment. Mining provided direct employment to 11,000 persons and indirect employment to over 10,000 people. But the real impact is much larger. Over 60,000 families depend on mining, and more than 25% of Goa's population is directly or indirectly dependent on this industry. That's over 3 lakh households impacted. While mining brought economic prosperity, it also left deep environmental scars. The costs have been severe. First, deforestation. Mining has wiped out thousands of hectares of forest in Goa, part of the Western Ghats biodiversity hotspot, leaving barren land and destroyed wildlife habitats. Second, water pollution. Mining waste has polluted major rivers, killed fisheries, damaged coastal ecosystems, and dried up wells in nearby villages. Third, farmland loss. Nearly 2/3 of mining land was once agricultural. Silt and soil contamination have ruined crops, plantations, and irrigation. Fourth, air pollution. Dust from mining has increased respiratory illness and reduced crop productivity. Finally, environmental instability. Deforestation has increased erosion, altered rainfall, and disrupted river systems. So, where does mining in Goa stand today, and what does the future hold? After years of shutdown, mining in Goa is restarting. Vedanta began operations in April 2024, followed by Fomento Resources in December 2024. So far, 11 mining blocks have been auctioned, with all leases expected to be operational by 2026. In 2025, the central government approved 400 crore to support this revival. However, the future must balance economy and environment. Sustainable mining practices, land restoration, strict regulation, and protection of eco-sensitive zones are essential. Communities need fair compensation and a share in benefits. Going forward, the goal is controlled, transparent, and technology-driven mining that protects Goa's biodiversity while supporting livelihoods.
Thank you for watching. I hope this presentation gave you a comprehensive understanding of mining in Goa, its rich history,
economic importance, environmental challenges, and the path forward. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask.